Hello everyone, Farid here and welcome to the warm-up for our QDR elbow lever work. We are going to begin with the feet shoulder width apart, and you're going to take a big in breath as you lift your arms up overhead, move your wrists and fingers here in this position. You're then going to lean back, bring your elbows in and make a big wave with your spine all the way down to the floor into a crouch or a squat. Gently lift the hips here. This is not a forward stretch, it's more of a decompressive position, so you're letting your upper body hang down, your knees can be soft, no tension in the neck. Back down to your squat and soft knees here, roll up, making sure you target every facet joint of the spine as you roll up. Back down, lean back, chin to chest, all the way to your squat. Lift the hips, no tension in the neck or shoulders. Give everything a little bit of a shake here. Try not to hold on to any tension. Knees can be soft. Back down into the squat, soft knees, pelvis under, rolling all the way up. Next, we've got single arm circles in front of your body. So start with one direction, same arm, and then finish with the other direction. Moving on to the other arm, same thing, nice big circles. You can use your knees to catch your arm at the bottom of the circle, both directions. Next, we're going to move on to one circle in front and coming back behind us with another circle in the other direction. You must twist your spine here in this variation in order to get the movement to flow correctly. Same arm, we're going to go different direction now, making sure you twist that spine. You can add a little bit of speed to the pattern when you get used to it. You can also play with letting that arm hang down on the downswing and catching it with your knees. This will give it a different quality. Play with 10 circles on each arm before moving on. Next, we're going to twist and turn our torso with our arms completely relaxed. We should be catching the weight of our arm with the twist of our torso. Allow the arms to swing all the way around and try and get as much of a twist in the spine as you can. Make sure you gradually build up to the twist in the spine. Don't try to go to full range immediately. Finally, we're going to finish this section with some very short isometric holds at the end range of our twist. So you're going to turn your body and reach as far back behind you with your arm, and you're going to hold that position for 2 to 3 seconds at a time. Moving on to the wrists, we're going to externally rotate our hands as much as we can, and we're gently going to bend the elbows so that our hands start to peel off the floor. We just want to stimulate a nice stretch here in the fingers and the forearms, and you will do this by thinking of trying to get your elbows as low and as close to the floor as possible. No need to push this to an extreme. We just want to feel the stretch and the opening of the hands. Next, we're going to internally rotate the hand as much as possible, and you're just going to shift your weight side to side. Next, you're going to turn your hands out to the side, fingers facing away from each other, and you're going to lean left and right, bearing a little bit of weight over the wrists. You can keep your knees nice and close to your hands so that you don't have to put too much weight onto the wrists. Next, we're moving on to some palm press-ups. So your shoulders need to be stacked right above your wrists. Fingers stay connected to the floor. The only part of your hand that leaves the floor is going to be your palm. You should feel the muscles in your forearms and fingers working to lift that palm off the floor. Next, we're going to bear a little bit of weight onto the back of the wrists. Keep your knees nice and close to your hands so that you can control the weight with your back and your legs. Change the wrist direction, facing outwards, facing inwards, and make sure to articulate the fingers in each of these positions. Next up, we have some open-handed wrist circles in each direction. And make sure you turn the wrist as much as you can, make the circles as big as possible. Following this, you are going to flex and extend the wrists in front of you and move them side to side also. Moving on here to some close-handed wrist circles. You can do singles, doubles, make sure you do them in both directions. We're going to focus on the shoulders in this next section by doing some scapular shrugs. You can start with your knees on the floor, arms straight, hands slight external rotation, and you are going to sink down into your shoulders or scapula and then push up as much and as hard as you can. You can also do these in a full front support without the knees on the floor. Make sure you keep your arms nice and straight and you sink as deep as you can into the shoulders and scapula, as well as push right back up as much as possible, keeping the arms straight the whole time. This next one is going to be a full press up from front supports. We're going to start with the hands externally rotated as always, and we're going to sink our body between our arms, between our elbows, keeping the elbows in as much as possible. This will translate to the entry into the lever later. 5 reps is enough. Next up, we'll go into a lunge, so step 1 foot forward and keep 1 foot far back behind you. You can start with the knee on the floor and eventually you would like to lift that knee off the floor, making sure that you target both hips. Try to have your hips square here, so no sideways turn of the hips. Spend 20 to 30 seconds inside the lunge on each side before you come out. Next up, we're going to do some knee reaches from the crouching position. So you're going to be pivoting on the balls of your feet and reaching down to the floor with one knee at a time. You can do 5 to 10 of these on each leg. Next up, we're going to lie down on our stomachs on the floor with our arms out to the side, and we're going to do some scorpion reaches. So using one leg, you're going to reach as far back behind you to the opposite arm as you can, making sure you lengthen the leg and open the hip as you reach behind you. Make sure that you're looking in the opposite direction to the one that the leg is going in, and you can do 5 to 10 of these on each leg. This concludes the warm-up for our QDR elbow lever ebook. Please make sure that if you need more time or to add to this warm-up, you do so.